So in the last class, we discussed about the nature of the roots, right? So there are three natures of the root. Let's revise up one more time. So let's say this is the first situation. This is the quadratic formula to find any, to solve any quadratic equation, right? Now imagine that you're solving and you got this term, that is b square minus 4ac, to be 0. So obviously you'll end up with root 0, and since root 0 is 0, if you split it up you get plus 0 minus 0. Now adding or subtracting 0 to x won't change the value of x. That means you will get the value of x to be minus b by 2a. Also the other value of x will also be minus b by 2a. You remember, right? Last class we did this. So in this case, we say that the roots are real and equal. So when will the roots be real and equal? When b square minus 4ac is 0. The term inside the root, if it is 0, then the roots are real and equal. The other situation that we can end up with is, let's say we don't get 0, but we get a number that's greater than 0. So let's say 1. So how does that change everything? So now when you split the plus minus, you end up with plus 1 or minus 1. In this case, adding 1 or subtracting 1 gives you a different answer. Yes or no? Whatever the number, whatever be the value of b, adding 1 or subtracting 1 will end up giving a different value, and hence you will have two different values of x. So in this case, we say that if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are real but unequal. Okay, they're going to be different. And the last scenario was when the under root value is less than 0. That means a negative number. So if it is a negative number, can we solve it? No. So x will be undefined, right? So that's the third situation. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then the roots are not real, or we can simply say imaginary. So look at question number 2. So what does question number 2 say? So it starts with without solving. Alright, now here be very careful. Without solving does not mean that don't solve it at all, right? Just guess with your mind whether it's going to be what type of roots. But without solving means without finding the value of x. So without finding the value of x, comment upon the nature of the roots. So there are three natures: real and equal, real and unequal, imaginary. So let's see question number 1. 7x square minus 9x plus 2 is equal to 0. Let's revise up. Here, what is the value of a? 7. The value of a is 7. Value of b? Minus 9. Careful there. C? 2. Right? So what do we find? We basically find the under root value. That is b square minus 4ac. Right? Let's see how much is this. So b is minus 9, whole thing square, minus 4ac. So minus square is plus, 9 square is 81, minus 4 sevens are 28, 28 twos are 56. 81 minus 56, 4 makes it 60, 24, 25, which is clearly greater than 0. Therefore, we can say that the roots are real and unequal. This term b square minus 4ac is also known as the discriminant. Now question number 3, it requires the same logic but in a different way. This equation has real roots. So in this question they've already told you that roots are equal. Roots are equal. So if the roots are equal, then what should come to your mind? Yes, that b square minus 4ac must be 0. Yes or no? Here we don't need to check. They have already mentioned that the roots are equal. If the roots are equal, that means they are basically trying to tell you that b square minus 4ac is 0. Okay, so we'll start from there. So here a is 3, b is minus 12, and c is n minus 5. Right? Here we don't need to check. So I'll just start the sum little bit different. Right? Since the roots are equal, b square minus 4ac must be 0. Here I'm directly writing equal to 0 because it's given that roots are equal. Once you get this, then it's easy. It's same as the previous one. Minus 4, 3 and c n minus 5, and we're expected to find this value of n. Let's simplify this. Minus square is plus, 12 square is 144, 4 3s are 12 and minus 5. You can reduce the number of steps here little bit, but I'm doing with basics. So 144, 12n, 12 5s are 60, then 144 plus 60 is going to be 204, so that goes that side, becomes minus 204. Then n will be equal to minus 204 upon minus 12. Then you can cancel minus 12. I think we can cancel with 2. 2 6 are 12, 2 10, 2 6, 6 1s are 6, carry 4, 6 7s are 42. So we get n to be 70. Let's see question number 5. Try. This question will also test your basic English. You can see some confusion. Yeah, basic English, remember?
It's real but unequal roots, right?
Yeah, distinct. Oh, so smart.
Very smart.
It will also check your chapter 4 knowledge. Okay, so let's see this. What do we have? I think you got the first part. Everyone got the first part. So what is b here? B square minus 4ac is equal to greater than 0, right? So then you've got this 36 minus 4 3s are 12k greater than 0. Okay. Now I'll just tell you some mistakes that some of you have made. Like Irene, what she did is she subtracted 36 minus 12. No, we cannot do that because there is k. Okay, so we cannot subtract. So what would you do if it was equal to? Obviously you would take 36 on that side. So you get minus 12k greater than minus 36, right? Now I know that it's very intuitive to cancel minus minus, but in equation, please don't cancel minus on both sides. Okay, do it normally, take minus 12 that side. But see, I am cross multiplying a negative number. I just cross multiplied a negative number, and we know that when you cross multiply a negative number, the sign will change. That's the only thing that is complicated here. Okay, after that 12 12 cancel, 12 3 is 36, k is less than 3. So k can have multiple values, that is anything less than 3. Yeah. So find the value of k if kx square minus 7x plus 3 has real roots. See, I have mentioned that the roots are real, right? I never mentioned whether the roots are real and equal or real and unequal. If it is real and equal, obviously the discriminant will be 0. If it is not equal, obviously d will be greater than 0. But if you mention, or if in the question it is mentioned that the roots are only real, then your starting condition would be b square minus 4ac can be greater than 0, or can be equal to 0. So it will be greater than equal to 0. Let's focus on this. Question number 6. Okay, let's see question number 6. Given that 2 is a root of the equation 3x square minus p x plus 1 equals 0, and that the equation px square minus qx plus 9 has equal roots, find the value of p and q. It's basically a mixture of 4b and 4c. Alright. So first of all, you tell me, let's do for the first equation. For
4B and 4C
yeah,
from previous chapter.
previous, oh sorry 5 b and 5c. Okay, so for 3x square minus p x plus 1 is equal to 0. I'm really impressed that you caught that, Tanisha. Wow, that was great. Okay, so let's do for this one. So for this one, what is given? Can you tell me? It's mentioned that 2 is a root of this equation. That means what's given?
6 and 2.
Very good. That means the value of x is 2. If you remember, I told you root means the value of x. So x is 2. So I'm going to substitute it here. So what do we get? 3, 2 square minus p, 2 plus 1 equals to 0. 2 square is 4. 4 3s are 12. So it'll become minus 12. Minus 12 by 3, 4. Please solve this. So we got p to be 4. Now let's look at for the other equation. So for the equation px square minus qx plus 9 is equal to 0. Now for this equation, what is given? It is given that this equation has equal roots. As I said, equal roots means what will be our starting equation?
B square minus 4AC is equal to 0.
Yes, very good. B square minus 4AC must be equal to 0. Then let's substitute. So B is what? Minus Q. So minus Q whole thing square minus 4A. A is what? P. I'm going to write P for this line. And C. So C is 9 equal to 0. Then here we get minus square is plus Q square minus 4P. But P is 2. So 4 into 2 into 9 is equal to 0. Let me know if you don't understand.
P is 4.
Yeah, thank you. P is 4. So Q square minus 4 4s are 16. 69 is 144. Goes that side, we get 144. That means Q is going to be plus minus 12. You look at this equation carefully, Zanita. So what will be B?
So Q.
Minus Q. So minus Q. Okay. If this is too much for you, then you can always do the way we did. You can write here A is equal to P, B is equal to minus Q, C is equal to 9.
No, so I thought P was 9. But it's Q.
Oh, this is, oh, my handwriting, my bad, sorry. Can't improve, too late. So let's see question number 8.1. So if you look at 8.1, do you see the problem right away? If we try to do it like the other question, straight from the question, then we don't have x square. Yes or no? So if you don't have x square, then what will be a? That's a confusion. So we cannot start it right away. What we must do first is we must open the bracket. So kx into x will become kx squared. Kx into minus 2 will become minus 2kx plus 6 is equal to 0. So this is the first time where we have the variable that we want to find, that is k, on two different terms, right? So again, let me try to do it simply. So here a will be equal to k, b will be equal to minus 2k, and c will be equal to 6. Real and equal roots. So if roots are real and equal, that means b square minus 4ac will be equal to 0. B is minus 2k whole thing square. 4a is k. C is 6 equal to 0. Then minus 2 square is 4, k square minus 4 6 are 24, k equals to 0. Then we can take 4k common and we get k minus 6 equals to 0. Therefore, 4k must be 0 or k minus 6 must be 0. So k will be equal to 0 or k will be equal to 6. Done till here? Okay. Now what Tanisha brought up is very right. Okay. See, we can have two values of k is equal to 0 or k is equal to 6. But see, if we put k is equal to 0 in this equation, what do we end up with? If you put k is equal to 0 in this equation, we end up with 0 x square minus 2 x plus 6 is equal to 0. So now if you multiply this, you'll end up with 0. That means you will not have only any x square term. So if you don't have any x square term, will it be a quadratic equation anymore? No. Okay. In reality, if k is 0, then the equation doesn't even hold because you had 6 is equal to 0. Right? So we can write here at k is equal to 0, the equation becomes 0x square minus 20x plus 6 is equal to 0. That means 6 is equal to 0, which is not correct. Therefore, x must be equal to, k must be equal to 6.